all, you have seen the annual report presented a while ago. From the annual report, it is very clear that the Montfort School here is providing holistic education, and obviously, you also saw in the report that the principal, Brother K.K. Thomas, received the American Leadership Board's special award as an outstanding educator for his unique contribution to integrated education here. Please give him also a big round of applause. Well, the parents assembled here have every reason to be proud that you are associated with Montfort School here and that your children are in this school for very many reasons. This school is very unique. I would say maybe it is maybe the only school in the whole world probably that has got about 6% of the students who are special children. When I say special children, I mean 6% of students here. There is about 2 students in every class from LKG up to 10th standard come under the following categories. They come under disabilities of intellectual disabilities, learning disabilities, ADHD, ADD, slow learner, autism, Asperger's syndrome, low vision, hearing impairment, speech delay, orthopedic difficulty, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, language processing difficulty, and so on. It's amazing for a school to have students of these varied difficulties, or special children we call, are studying in the same class with the normal children. And you have seen that some of the students who presented the events, I mean the MCs, they themselves are coming under this type of special children category. Some of the students who came on stage to perform various items are also special children. They are treated as normal children by the school community, by the staff and students. And this is also a forum for me to acknowledge the contribution of late Brother Patrick, who conceptualized this idea of having this inclusive education or integrated education here, along with the former head principal, Brother George Vadil. And that project introduced when the school was started 18 years ago has now developed to this extent, where we have about 175 students out of 3,000 students who are special children, who are sitting in the same classroom with other normal students and learning. And as a result, these special children's growth is tremendous. Every teacher, every parent will admit that fact because they are integrated with the normal children. Well, such integrated education is beneficial in 2 ways. One, those special children grow much faster, so they benefit, the parents benefit. In addition to that, apart from the 6% students, the remaining 94% of students in the class also benefit through this integrated or inclusive education project that is going on here. How? You will ask. Those students who are so-called normal learn to see the difficulties of their fellow classmates, learning difficulty, intellectual difficulty, vision problem, whatever. And as a result, they become more and more compassionate. Therefore, it helps them to develop their heart, to accept other people of different abilities with compassion, and they learn to care for them. Every time I come onto this campus, for the last 18 years, I used to keenly observe how the normal children take care of the special children with a lot of care and compassion like their own brothers and sisters. And that is the greatest contribution of this school to the so-called normal children. And for that, Not only the teachers and the management, but also you parents have also contributed in helping your normal children to accept other children with the disabilities as created by God, as their own brothers and sisters, and help them to take care of them. Well, let me take this opportunity to share my message on this special occasion to the students. I am aware the students present here are primary school children. However, I would say this is time for you students to think about your future. Think about coming up in life, whether you are coming under normal child or a special child. Let me narrate a brief incident, a story to bring home the point I want to make to the students. While I was a principal of Xavier College in Fiji, I had taught one student by the name Raveen Counter, is his real name, mathematics in the year 13. Year 13 is after year 12, the next year. He finished that year as a topper of year 13. About 10 years later, he rang up and telephoned to me and told me that he wishes to come and meet me and ask for an appointment. I gladly gave him an appointment. Then he comes up to my office with all his report cards from the time that he joined Xavier College in year 9. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 5 years report cards, each time 3 report cards. So 5 times 3, 15 report cards, plus all the medals that he received in the college, in the university, and he narrated his life story briefly to me. This is what happened. This is what he told me. When he was admitted to Xavier College in the 9th standard, at the first term examination, he was ranked 35th out of 45 students. Remember, his rank was 35 out of 45 students. He looked at the report card and said to himself, let me put a little more effort for the next term and see what happens. He put in 5% more effort for the second term. His position moved from 35 to 32. Then he said, all right, let me put another 5% more effort at the next term. His position moved from 32 to 28. To cut the story short, after each term report, he would say, let me put in a little more effort. So by putting a 5% effort over the next 5 years, when he came to year 13, he became the topper in the school. I myself taught him mathematics. He became first in mathematics, but previously he was not. The reason he put in, each time he improved or increased the effort that he put in. So the more effort he put in, the higher his position in the class, the higher mark he got. After he finished his schooling, he went to the university. He got 2 gold medals for BSc Mathematics. Based on the 2 gold medals, he was given a scholarship by the Japanese government to study Masters in Mathematics in Japan. For that, he had to learn 1 year of Japanese language. After learning Japanese language for a year, he learned MSc Mathematics in a university in Japan. He again became the gold medalist in mathematics in Japan for MSc Mathematics. Because of that, he was offered a scholarship to do PhD in mathematics in Japanese language. And he completed the PhD at the age of 27 and comes back with all these report cards and showed to me, look, these are your signatures on my report card. Look what has happened to me. Consistently from becoming, getting the 35th rank in the class, 35th position out of 45 students in year 9, I went up to become the first in the class in year 13. Thereafter, I maintained my number 1 position and became gold medalist in BSc Mathematics, MSc Mathematics, and finished my PhD as well. Well, this is a message for every one of you students who could be one of the last in the class. If you are one of the last in the class, do not give up. Don't underestimate your ability. Don't say, oh, I'm not good. I cannot do mathematics. I cannot do this subject. The more you give up, the lower rank you are going to get. You put in 5% extra effort. That's all I'm asking for. Put in 5% more effort after each report, after each term. Your position in the class or your mark in the class will continuously increase, improve, and eventually you will discover your true potential after a few years of continuous, consistent effort. Second message is for the teachers. Well, today's items on stage performed were very well choreographed, and our students are also doing very well in various other competitions, including academics. You have seen from the annual report. Well, my request to the teachers is, do not remain at a plateau stage. Put in another 5% more effort into whatever you're doing, into your commitment level. Put 5% more of commitment and put in 5% more of effort to master your own subject. Adapt yourself to become a better teacher. You will see that outcome in the school or your productivity will drastically improve. And finally, my message is to the parents. Well, having admitted your children here in Montfort School, it is likely that you have the tendency to push your children to achieve greater things. It is likely that you have dreams for your children. I will say today, please, for goodness sake, do not dream for your children. Do not push your children to achieve your dream. Never do that. It could end up as counterproductive. Instead, plan to dream in the hearts and minds of your children. That is important. And after planting dreams, facilitate them, help them, encourage them to achieve that dream. Well, what do you mean by that? Every year, after the CBSE 12th standard results are announced, every year, you can see in the newspapers, every newspaper you can see, there would be a write-up about the top rank holders at the national level. And I used to read every year, keenly. The top 10 rank holders at the CBSE level, a board exam, they devote maybe a quarter page per student and they do the write-up. Invariably, there is one underlying message. Every one of those top 10 rank holders and their parents clearly admit that my child does not need to be pushed. I never push my child to study. He or she is self-driven, self-motivated. You can check. This month of May, once the result is out, read the newspapers and see whether what I'm saying is true or not. Every parent will admit that the rank holders at the CBSE level, at the national level, the top 10 rank holders, story behind is that they are self-driven, never pushed by the parents to study. Well, how to make your children self-driven? Well, stop making them a wheelbarrow. When you keep pushing them to study, you are actually making them wheelbarrows. The moment you stop pushing them, they will stop studying. Instead, make them motor cars by making them want to study. Talk to them about the values of education, what they can achieve through education, motivate them, expose them to various professions when they are young. Ideal time is that they choose a career when they are in the primary school. That's why I'm addressing you parents whose children are now in the primary school. This is an age where the children should choose a profession, not when they are in the 12th, not after finishing degree. The earlier our children choose their career, the greater the chance of their achieving that goal. That is very, very important. So expose your children to various career options when they are in the primary school. If one of your children choose to be a doctor and express, I want to be a doctor, then give him more materials to learn to become a doctor, and expose him, or make your son who wants to be a doctor to talk to doctors, etc., etc. So make your children have their own dream, or rather plant dream in the minds of your children, rather than you have a dream and you push your children to achieve their achieve your dream. No, do not use that. Just like the CBSE top students who have a dream for themselves, who become self-driven, which make them study well. If you also make your children want to study, you are converting the wheelbarrows into motor cars, and all what you have to do is just sit back and see how high your children can achieve, how far they can go. And I'm sure, having exposed to this type of holistic education in Montfort School, your children definitely have a bright future. I wish them all big success in this new year 2020 as well as in future. God bless you. Thank you for your patient listening.
Thank you, Reverend Brother Provincial, for your encouragement and appreciation.
Live life like you are on a ramp, walking tall and gracefully, because life is not a dress rehearsal. It is your final and best performance. Every day is a fashion show, and the world is your runway. So my dear friends, let's put our hands together and welcome our young stylish models of various countries dancing on the stage.
rápido se mueve su sida. Ese botecito, ese botecito, ese botecito es para gozar la vida. Mueve lo que mueve, lo que muévelo. Mueve nena, ese botecito. Mueve lo que mueve, lo que muévelo. Mueve nena, ese botecito, ese botecito, ese botecito. Ese botecito que Dios te dio no es para que se lo coman los gusanos. Ese botecito que Dios te dio es para que lo gocemos los humanos. Ese botecito que Dios te dio no es para que se lo coman los gusanos. Ese botecito que Dios te dio es para que lo gocemos los humanos. Mueve lo que mueve, lo que muévelo. Mueve nena, ese botecito. Mueve lo que mueve, lo que muévelo. Dos, tres, uno, dos, tres, uno, dos, tres, DJ Shasha. Uno. Te quiero. Toma, que toma.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Dónde has estado? He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
Namesamcha, namechana, yo vi tu nemutse kaha hai señorita, magar फिर भी न जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है señorita.
glorious performance. Thank you, friend. Words make you think a thought.
Music makes you feel a feeling.
A song makes you feel a thought.
Music is the life of the soul.
The juniors are here to sing a song from Sound of Music.